Now for the fundraising pitch is Bob Schwartz, who I like to call Father Bob.
I thank you, Thomas. I have two tasks here now to perform. The first is that necessary one that Thomas mentioned, the fundraising pitch. Here it comes. There will be people circulating with the collection cans. Now, as you can well imagine, it costs a lot of money to put on this event each year. I'm sure that many of you have seen our posters. You've seen our people out here, including myself, distributing flyers at this intersection and other places. The stage I'm standing on, there are many expenses. The costs of bringing our speaker here from Moscow, all of this costs money. So we're asking you at this time to dig into your pockets, dig into whatever you have there, and come up with some money to help us meet the expenses of the 9th Annual Matthew Shepard March. There's Scott Free leading the applause, and this is a great opportunity to once again thank Scott and his group for the performance that they rendered here before the rally began. Thanks, Scott. The second task that I have is more enjoyable, and that is to introduce our main speaker of the evening. I'd like to mention that on the table are pins that Nikolai brought here from Moscow. They have the same logo that you see on this banner, the Moscow Pride, and the date of 2006. Those pins are on the table together with literature provided by the Gay Liberation Network. So please go there, help yourself to the literature and to the pride pins from Moscow. In the early 1990s, the new Russian Constitution, in effect, decriminalized homosexuality in Russia. Now, I think it's worth mentioning that this was some 10 years before similar action happened here in the United States as a result of the Lawrence and Gaynor versus Texas ruling of the United States Supreme Court, which finally decriminalized homosexuality in all of the 50 states here in the United States. But this was only a first step. There was a lot more left to do. Many of the problems that were encountered here in the United States years ago and still today were left to be challenged by gays and lesbians and their allies in Russia. These rights, or the gains that have been made there, for the most part, were not handed down by politicians or by constitutions. It took struggle to achieve those gains. Now, there was a young student at Moscow State University who was denied the right to do his thesis on the subject of the criminal law as it affected gays in Russia. He was told he couldn't do that. So he did leave the university, and he had his thesis published as a book. Now, there was a limited circulation to this book, and the young man, Nikolai, recognized that books alone are not going to achieve gay equality in Russia. He recognized, as we in the Gay Liberation Network recognize, that direct action by gay people and allies is what is going to bring about social change. So in 2005, he formed Gay Russia. And you can go to that website, Gay Russia, I've forgotten the rest of it. Maybe Nikolai did. Gay Russia RU, thank you. So check out that website. In 2006 and in 2007, Nikolai courageously organized for pride parades in Moscow. In 2006 particularly, there was a huge, violent attack on the gays who attempted to march there in the city of Moscow. The attack was organized by fascists, by people calling themselves Christians, by people who were blessed by priests of the Russian Orthodox Church, by nationalists and other thug elements who were in the streets to oppose any public expression of gay pride in Moscow. A similar thing happened in 2007. In 2007, there were a number of international representatives, people like Peter Tatchell from the United Kingdom, who went to Moscow to stand with Nikolai and his comrades who again courageously attempted to march and did succeed in staging a protest outside of City Hall. It was the mayor of Moscow who had denied their democratic rights to march. And it must be emphasized that the struggle for gay rights in Moscow is a struggle for human rights, just as it is here. The rights of the ethnic minorities, the rights of gays, the rights of Jews, these rights cannot be separated. They're all of one piece. In fact, I'd like to mention what this banner that you see in front of you here, it's obviously in Russian, and I hope I get this right. It's freedom of minorities, is freedom of everyone. This is a very progressive statement. It's one that isn't made by all gay organizations in the United States, but it's made by Nikolai's organization in Moscow. Freedom of minorities is freedom of everyone. The second line is homophobia is part of xenophobia. That is hatred of minorities, hatred of the outsider, hatred of anything different. So this is a courageous man, and I'm happy to introduce him to you at this time, Nikolai Alexeyev.